Let's get started. Let's do this. Come into a child's pose. Just let your forehead get heavy and let your hips get heavy as well, just letting them sink towards your heels. And let's tent the fingertips. So reaching your hands, your fingertips towards the top of your mat. And think of pressing your chest a little bit closer to the floor. You can relax your hands and just start to get a little bit deeper into your breath. See if you can bring some rhythm, some length to your breath. You might let your head sway side to side, just massaging the forehead on the floor, letting your belly get soft. Take a big breath in through your nose here, fill up all the way. And then exhale, let the breath out. Do one more big breath in through the nose. And exhale gently, let it go. And come forwards onto hands and knees, right into your tabletop. And if you are listening to my playlist, you will want to hit play right about now. And then we'll start moving through a cat-cow. So on your inhale, dipping your belly, reaching the heart forwards and open. And then exhale, rounding the spine for cat. Push the ground away. Inhale, heart forwards. And exhale, scoop the belly up and in. And take a few more rounds on your own. Move to your breath. Starting to wake up this morning. Wake up the body. Wake up the breath. And maybe adding on whatever you'd like to add on. Shifting front to back or side to side. You might close your eyes. You might flip the wrists around. Your breath bringing some energy into the body. So maybe starting to get a little bit excited to move, to flow. And then as you're ready, you'll tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back to down dog. Feel free to pedal your heels, one and then the other. Just opening up the backs of the legs, maybe adding a little hip sway, maybe swinging your hips all the way in either direction, opening up the side body. And just continuing to notice the breath and continuing to notice whatever it is you're feeling in this moment. All right, step your feet closer together. And let's actually take the feet almost all the way to touch. So your legs are kind of like one big unit, one big leg. On your inhale, lift your hips up high. Exhale, bend your knees, push the chest back, but look forwards. On your inhale, pounce to a high plank. On your exhale, tap your knees down, child's pose, but keep the toes tucked under. Take a breath in. On your breath out, can you straighten your legs without shifting forwards? Downward dogs without shifting the hips forwards. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips. Exhale, bend the knees, push the belly back. It's like you're loading up this energy. Look forwards, pounce to high plank on your breath in. Then breath out, keep your toes tucked under, child's pose, let your hips go back. Take an inhale. Exhale, down dog, push the hips back as you straighten your legs. One more like this. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, push your chest back, but look forwards. High plank breath in. Tap your knees, child's pose, take a breath out. Breath in your child's. Exhale, just straighten your legs, downward dog, try not to shift forwards. Inhale, lift the heels, the hips high. Exhale, bend the knees, push the chest back, but look forwards. Inhale, high plank. Listen, this time three-legged dog, right leg goes up and back. Right leg goes up and back. Take a breath in here. Breath out, step your right foot forwards between your hands, find a runner's lunge. Grab blocks under your fingertips or tent your hands. Take a breath in your runner's lunge, let your hips sink a little bit. Now your breath out, shift your hips back, straighten your right leg any amount. So fold forwards over your right leg. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, lengthen the right leg. Inhale, move forwards. And exhale, send it back. Runner's lunge, take a breath in, bend the right knee. Breath out, forward fold. Step the left foot to meet the right. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Take a ragdoll here, grasp opposite elbows. Let your head hang. So just let your head completely dangle, let it get heavy. The weight comes out of your neck and you might sway a little side to side. And then release your hands to the floor. Keep your neck heavy, roll your way up to standing. 3, 2, 1. Inhale at the top, arms rise. Exhale, cactus the arms, bend the elbows. Option to interlace the hands at the low back. Lift the chest, inhale. Option to keep the interlace as you soften the knees, bow forwards, lifting the shoulders up and out of the ears. Nice big stretch here. Take a breath in. Breath out, release your hands to the floor. Step your left foot back. Inhale for runner's lunge. Exhale, downward dog, step back. Inhale, lift the heels, the hips. Exhale, bend the knees, push your chest back. Plank pose, pounce forwards, inhale. Lower all the way down to your belly on your exhale. Tent your fingertips on the floor, so off of the mat. And then inhale for a wide cobra pose. Exhale, tap your right shoulder to the mat, look to the left. Inhale through center, lift the chest. Left shoulder taps, exhale. 2 more, inhale. Right shoulder. Breath in to lift. And left shoulder, breath out. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes. Push back to child's pose. Keep your toes tucked under, take a breath in. Breath out, push the weight back, hips go back, straighten the legs, downward dog. Step your feet a little closer together, lift the heels, the hips, breath in. Breath out, bend your knees, push the chest back, but look forwards. High plank, inhale. Left leg goes up and, up and back on your exhale. Take a breath in. Breath out, step the left foot forwards, runner's lunge. Inhale in your runners. Exhale, lengthen the left leg. Yeah, maybe grabbing the blocks under your hands. Runner's lunge, inhale. Exhale, shift back, bow your head, just let it hang. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Runner's lunge, inhale, look forwards. Step forwards, forward fold, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Ragdoll, grasp opposite elbows. See if you can do the opposite cross that you normally do. You might bob, you might sway. Release your hands, slowly round your way up. 3, 2, 1. Reach your arms all the way up. Inhale, cactus the arms, bend the elbows. Exhale, catch and interlace. Opposite thumb on top, lift the chest, roll the heart open. And an option to keep the interlace as you bow forwards. Lifting your hands up towards the ceiling, lifting your shoulders up and out of the ears, keeping the neck soft. One more breath in. And breath out, release your hands. Right foot steps, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Lift the hips high, take a breath in. Breath out, bend your knees, press your chest back, but look forwards. Inhale, pounce to a high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down into your belly. This time, reach your hands towards the back of the room. You can either take an interlace at the low back. If this is difficult for you, you can grab a strap or a towel or whatever it is you have nearby. You can also, if you can't take the bind, just reach your hands back, pressing your palms in. So if you've got the interlace, gently pull it towards the back of the room, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And think of bringing your shoulder blades together, reaching the heart forwards. Take one more breath in. Breath out, release your hands, take your right cheek to the floor. That's locust pose, and we'll do it one more time. So interlacing your hands at the base of the spine, see if you can find the opposite thumb on top, or you're pushing the palms towards each other. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Reach the chest forwards. Maybe you add the legs, toes stretch back. Keeping the low back long and flat, so no pinching sensation in the low back. Take one more breath in. And breath out, release your left cheek down. Release the bind, maybe sway your hips side to side. Take your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, breath in. Child's pose, breath out, press back. Take an inhale. Downward dog, keep the hips back, straighten the legs. Step your feet together. Inhale, lift the heels to hips. Exhale, bend the knees, push back, but look forwards. High plank, pounce forwards, inhale. Exhale, right leg goes up and back. Take a breath in. Breath out, step forwards, runner's lunge. One time we inhale, and one time exhale, we shift back. Runner's lunge, inhale. Step forwards, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, dive it down. Stand all the way up, inhale, arms rise. Take it all the way back down on your breath out. Step your left foot back, inhale. This time, on your exhale, right arm reaches up, so twist. As you reach the right arm up, push the left heel back. So straighten that left leg, and then pull the right hip back gently. One more breath in. Breath out, tap the left knee down, untuck the toes, and you might grab the left foot with the right hand for twisted quad stretch. If you don't have the twisted quad stretch, that's fine. Just keep the right arm reaching towards the back of the room for your twist. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release the foot, come back to runner's lunge. Take a breath in. Down dog, step back. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, bend the knees, push your chest back, think of loading up some energy, and then let it out as you inhale, pounce forwards. Chaturanga is your exhale, lower halfway. Upward facing, inhale, reach the heart through. Downward facing, exhale. Step your feet to touch, lift the heels, lift the hips, breath in. Breath out, push the chest back. Pounce to plank, inhale. Left leg lifts up and back, exhale. Take a breath in. Left foot steps, breath out. Runner's lunge, inhale. One time, exhale, lengthen the left leg. Runner's lunge, bend the left knee. Step forwards, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Press to the feet, inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Right foot steps back, inhale. Twist, left arm up, exhale. Start to move the left hip back. It likes to sneak forwards here. And then that right leg likes to be a little lazy. So push the right heel back, firm up the right thigh. Take one more breath in your twist. Breath out, tap the right knee down. Either you grab that right foot with your left hand, or you just keep reaching the left arm towards the back of the space. One more inhale. Exhale, back to runners. Lift the right knee. Take a breath in. Breath out, step back, down dog. Lift the hips high, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, push the chest back. Pounce to high plank, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale, heart pulls through the shoulders. Downward facing, exhale. One more round, feet together, lift the hips, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, push back. High plank, inhale. Exhale, right leg goes up and back. Take a breath in. Breath out, step forwards. Runner's lunge, inhale. Send it back, straighten the right leg, exhale. Bend the right knee. Forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Stand up, arms rise, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Left foot steps back, inhale. Twist, right arm up on your exhale. This time push firmly into your left hand, side plank, spin the left heel down, step the right foot back. You're welcome to modify your side plank. You'll take the right foot to the floor and the left knee bends underneath you, taking some of the weight out of your wrist. Start to float the right leg up. Swim the right arm over your ear, take a breath in. Very slowly, breath out, step the right foot forwards, right hand to the earth, and then turn your toes to the left, so find your straddle. Straighten both legs and fold forwards, bow your head. Flat back, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Crawl your hands to the front of the mat, runner's lunge, breath in. Downward dog is your breath out. Lift your hips high, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, think of pushing your chest back, but look forwards. Listen, your inhale is chaturanga. You stay here in chaturanga on your exhale. Take a breath in, lift, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feet together, lift your hips, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, push back. High plank, inhale, pounce forwards. Three-legged dog, left leg goes up and back. Take a breath in. Breath out, step through, runner's lunge. One pulse, inhale. Lengthen the left leg, exhale. Runner's lunge, inhale. Forward fold, step through. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stand up, inhale, grow tall. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold back down. Right foot steps back, inhale. Twist, left arm up. Push into your right hand, shrug the right shoulder away from your ears, and then step the left foot back over the right as you spin the right heel down. Maybe the right knee taps to the floor for a little bit more support. Lift the left leg up. Reach the left arm forwards, breath in. Breath out, left hand down, left foot steps. And then turn to the right, straighten both legs for your straddle forward fold. Lift halfway, flat back, inhale. Exhale, crawl your hands forwards to runner's lunge. Take a breath in. Down dog, step back. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, bend the knees, push the chest back, but look forwards. Inhale, right to chaturanga, bend elbows. Stay here on your exhale, squeeze the elbows in. Upward facing, inhale, straighten the arms. Downward facing, exhale. Take a breath in through your nose. And breath out through your mouth. One more inhale. And exhale. So we're going to take 2 or 3 sun A's together with a focus on hopping forwards and backwards. So step your feet all the way together. Similar to what we've been doing. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips up high. Exhale, bend your knees, push your chest back, but look forwards. Push your hands into the floor. Get your feet to your hands at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, inhale, arms rise. Forward fold, exhale. Flat back, inhale, reach your chest forwards. Keep your heart reaching forwards. Plant your palms on the floor next to your feet, bending your knees as much as you need to for that to happen. So wrists are flat, hands are flat, heart reaches forwards. As you push into your hands, your feet shoot back as the chest goes forwards, landing right into bent elbows. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Let's do that again. So we're thinking of, as we hop forwards, the feet are almost one unit. It's almost like you just have one leg. You're squeezing them really tight together. And what happens is eventually, maybe one day, as you hop forwards, you shoot your legs up into handstand. Lift your hips up, your heels, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forwards. So we're loading up all this energy. We'll push into our hands and we'll shoot the legs forwards between your hands. Lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, take it down, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. So this is important. The heart reaches forwards. It's almost like a tiny back bend. You keep that sensation, shoulders away from your ears. Plant your palms, knees can bend. Now you're thinking about expanding in 2 directions. So heart goes forwards, toes go back. Right to chaturanga. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. All right, tap your knees down. Give yourself a break. Unless you want to practice that one more time, you can do that on your own. Otherwise, you'll take a child's pose. Grab some water, or coffee, or whatever you've got. And let's all come onto our backs. I realized that I didn't plan any abs into this sequence, and I think we need to fix that. So we're gonna do that now. Come onto your back. And lift your chest up. And take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your left leg, twist to the right. We'll do it slow. Come to center, inhale. Twist to the left, straighten the right leg. Good, inhale to lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, take it to the left. One more each way. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Bring to center on your inhale. And then exhale, come onto your back. Just pause for a second and grab your block, or whatever it is that you're using for a block, whether it's a cardboard box. Hopefully nothing super heavy. If all you have is like a book or something that's really heavy, that'll make this difficult. You might grab a pillow instead. So lift up, take your, take the block between your right elbow and your left leg. Right elbow and left leg, so we're twisting. And then you'll straighten the right leg forwards, take a breath in. Breath out, lift the left leg, or the right leg up, excuse me. Right leg lowers, inhale. Exhale, it lifts. Inhale to lower. Exhale, that's 3. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale for 1, we switch. Left elbow to right thigh. So the more narrow the block is, the harder this will be because the higher you have to lift to squeeze the block. Straighten the left leg forwards. Good, take an inhale. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. 3 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lift. We got 1 more, inhale to lower. Exhale to sweep it up. Come back to center, release the block. All right, that wasn't so bad. I think that's all we need to do today. And start rocking and rolling up and down your mat. You'll come to a seat. And then spin onto your hands and knees. So we will take Anahata Asana. So I've been teaching 4 times a week, and I've been doing a different sequence every time. And not a new sequence, but one that I've done in the past few months. And I'm noticing certain things that I do all the time that are like my favorite things ever. And this apparently is one of them because I have it in so many classes, puppy pose. So wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and just walk your hands forwards, melt your chest towards the floor. Soften your face, let the breath slow down. And then slide your hips forwards, come onto hands and knees. Or forearms and legs, I guess. Come onto your belly. And for single leg bow pose, take your left fingertips, angle them to the right side of your mat, and then reach your right hand back. You'll bend the right knee, pull the right foot in. And actually, we'll do 2 different things here. So the first thing we'll do is we'll kick into the hand. So kick into the right hand, let it lift your right shoulder open. You can let your right ear lower away from the right shoulder. And then gently stop kicking and turn it into a pull. So pull the foot in closer. You might be able to spin the wrist around and flip the elbow up towards the ceiling. Turning it into a quad stretch. And then release what you've got. We'll take the other side. So spin the right fingertips towards the left side of the mat. Reach your left hand back for the left foot. And first you'll kick into the hand. So half bow pose. Kick into the hand, let it lift, open the left shoulder. You might relax the left ear away from the shoulder to open the neck. And then switch it, pull the foot in. You might spin the fingertips to face the toes, lifting the elbow up towards the ceiling for a quad stretch. And then slowly release what you've got. Shift back to a child's pose, just 1 more before we start moving again. You can keep the toes untucked this time, and this time let's crawl our hands to the right for side child's pose. So crawl your hands to the right, lengthen the left side of your body. And really reach to the left fingertips. And then come back to the center. We'll take it to the other side, stretch through the right fingertips. And then come back to center, and then downward facing dog. So we'll continue to add on to this pounce thing that we've been doing, and I want you to think about when you're pouncing to your plank pose, you're pouncing forwards from the belly. So see if you can engage the floor as you use the energy to shift forwards onto your hands. So let's bring the feet all the way together in your down dog. Lift your heels, your hips, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, push back, look forwards. This time, right knee, right tricep as you pounce. Right knee outside the right tricep, try to squeeze it in. And then sweep the right leg up and back on your exhale. Bend the knee, open the hip. And take a breath in. Breath out, step your right foot forwards to your right thumb. So a little bit wider. Spin the left heel down, find warrior 1. Press the outside of your left foot down. Keep reaching the heart forwards. Bend a little bit deeper into the right knee. Take a breath in. Breath out, cactus the arms, bend the elbows, catch the interlace. Option to catch the interlace, or you could also push your palms together like we did on our bellies earlier in locust pose. Lift your heart, inhale. Humble warrior, exhale, bow forwards. That right hip likes to sneak forward, so think of pulling the right hip back, keeping the hips even. Now keep facing the floor. Slowly release your hands, so stretch the hands back, and then lift your chest a little bit so you're reaching the heart forwards. Take a breath in, left hand reaches forwards. Breath out, warrior two, spin yourself open. You might need to fix your feet like I do here. Reverse your warrior, inhale, go up and back. Side angle is your exhale, right elbow, right thigh. Left arm can go over the ear for a big side body stretch on the left side. And in your side angle, think of leaning the chest back. So leaning the upper back back and then turning to face the ceiling. Take one more breath in. Breath out is lizard lunge. Take your hands to the floor inside the right foot as you flip up the left heel. And most of us will need to wiggle the right foot out to the right. Now left knee can be up or down for this. It's totally up to you. We're going to pulse front to back. So take an inhale, look forwards. Exhale, shift your hips back for a wide half split or a wide pyramid pose. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, lengthen the right leg. One more inhale. And exhale. This time stay here, lengthen the spine, flat back, inhale. Exhale, crawl your hands to the left for your straddle forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, skandasana or side lunge to the left. Bend deep into your left knee and straighten the right leg. Just like puppy pose is another pose that is in so many of my classes, my favorites. And then crawl your hands to the top of the mat. Breath in, downward dog, breath out. Lift your hips, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, send the weight back. Chaturanga in your inhale. Stay here on your exhale, squeeze the elbows in, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, press back. Left elbow, left tricep, tap it. And then shoot the left leg up and back and bend the knee, open the hip. Take a breath in. And breath out, step the left foot forwards. Wider than usual for your warrior one here, so spin the right heel down and sweep the arms up. And try to catch your breath here. Take a breath in. Breath out, bend the elbows, puff up the chest, and then catch the interlace. Try to get the opposite thumb on top. Inhale, lift through the heart. Humble warrior, exhale, bow forwards. Notice your left hip, the left side body. Is it swinging out to the left? Try to pull the left hip underneath you. Now stay here, but lift your chest up a little bit. So see if you can parallel your torso to the floor and release your hands. Reach the right arm forwards, inhale. Exhale, spin open to warrior two. You might adjust your feet. Reverse it, go up and back, inhale. Side angle, exhale, left elbow, left thigh. Right arm swims over your ear. And you lean back. And as you lift the chest, you think of turning the chest to face the ceiling. So we're rolling away from the floor. We're twisting away from the floor. Take one more big breath in. Lizard lunge, take your hands to the floor, flip up the right heel. Wiggle the left foot out to the left. Right knee can be up or down. Take a breath in. And breath out, shift back. Two more times. Inhale. Lengthen, exhale. And inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, lengthen. Stay here, halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, turn your toes in, find your straddle forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Skandasana or side lunge to the right, bend into your right knee, straighten the left leg. And then crawl your hands forwards, runner's lunge, inhale. Step back to downward facing dog, exhale. Option to skip this chaturanga if you'd like, otherwise lift your heels, your hips. Exhale, bend your knees, push the weight back. You're inhaling to chaturanga. You're exhaling to stay here. Think of squeezing the elbows in, firm up the belly, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Step the feet together, lift the heels, the hips. Bend the knees, exhale, look forwards. Right knee to right tricep, tap it. Maybe this time there's a push-up, you bend your elbows, and then you send the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Step the right foot forwards. Find your warrior one, spin the left heel down, sweep the arms up, take a breath in. This time, skipping the interlace, sweep your hands back as you reach the heart forward. So heart forwards, hands back. Left arm reaches forwards, inhale. Exhale, spin open, warrior two. Fix your feet if you need to. Wrap the left arm behind the low back, take a half bind. If your arms are long enough, you can actually also use these left fingers to push the right hip down and away from you. Reverse it, go up and back, inhale. Side angle with the half bind, right elbow to right thigh. And instead of leaning forwards, think of leaning back, lifting the heart up, finding the sense of a back bend in the chest. Roll the left shoulder open, and then as you lean back, see if you can twist up towards the ceiling. Reach the right arm forwards, hover the right arm. Unwind the bind, left arm over your ear. Good, take a breath in, listen carefully. Keep your feet exactly as they are. Take your hands to the floor. So this left heel, the left toes are down, the right toes are pointing forwards. Feet stay as they are, you start crawling your hands to the left. Keep the bend in the right knee, so you're finding a side body stretch on the right side, maybe a little bit of a hip stretch. And then crawl your hands forwards, lizard lunge. One breath in. Then breath out, straighten the right leg. Bend the right knee, step your left foot closer just for a moment and grab a block. We'll all want a block or something here. Take it on the highest height, inside the right foot and a little bit ahead of the toes. We're going to take a wide standing split. So spin the left heel up, lean forwards and float the right leg up. So wider than a typical standing split. The tendency here is to sink into the right hip and to let that left hip open. So try to avoid that by lifting the right hip up higher and spinning the left hip down. Now flex the left foot like you're pushing the heel up towards the ceiling, and we're going to pulse the heel up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step the left toes all the way back. Skandasana right away, bend into your left knee. Crawl your hands forwards to your lizard lunge. Take an inhale. Step back to downward dog on your exhale. Step your feet closer together. This time it'll be a little bit different. We're gonna hop forwards to Malasana. So feet all the way together. Lift your hips, your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, push your chest back, look forwards, push into your hands, get your feet outside your hands. Yeah. And then use the elbows to push the knees apart and see if you can lengthen the spine. And you want to find a little bit of a buoyancy in your hips. So your hips aren't all the way down. See how that rounds my spine when I let my hips just sink? I feel like I look like Gollum or something. Not good. So you push into your feet, lift the hips up a little bit higher, and try to reach the heart forwards. On your inhale, stand all the way up, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, circle the arms out and down, right back to Malasana. 2 more times, inhale, circle up. Exhale, take it down. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Take a breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, straighten your legs, heel till your feet to hips width. So you've got two options here, or three options that I'll give you. So option one would be however you want to get back to downward dog, you can do that. Option two would be practicing the jump back that we did at the beginning of class. Option three is crow pose. So choose whatever option. I'll do crow pose with you. So I'll lengthen halfway, take a flat back, and I'll plant my palms on the floor, reaching the heart forward, splitting the knees open, take the knees outside the triceps. You look forwards. As you shift forwards and bring the weight into your hands, you start to bend the elbows, pushing into the fingertips, and then hugging the heels in using the hamstrings. To hop back to chaturanga, it's the same idea. The heart reaches forwards as the toes shoot back. So you're extending the body in that position. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Second side, and we'll take a break after that side. Feet together, lift the heels, lift the hips, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, press back. Left knee, left tricep, maybe a push-up. Left leg goes up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. Left foot steps forwards, find warrior one, spin the right heel down, sweep the arms up. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, lean forwards, arms reach back. Inhale, right arm forwards. Spin open, exhale, warrior two. I need to parallel my feet here, so I'm stepping the right foot back. Right arm behind the low back, find the half bind, maybe push the left thigh away from you, lengthening the left hip. Reverse inhale. Exhale, side angle, left elbow to left thigh. Keep bending into the left knee. And then use the half bind as a reminder to lift the right shoulder open. Lean the right shoulder back. Think about puffing up the center of the chest. Almost as though you could twist to face the ceiling. Now we hover the left arm reaches forwards. Then we release the bind, right arm over our ear. Take a breath in. Breath out, hands to the floor. Keep your feet exactly as they are, so the right heel stays down, and just crawl your hands to the right. So walk your hands away from the left foot as much as you can. And then come forwards to lizard lunge, flip up the right heel. Take a breath in. And breath out, straighten the left leg. Come back to your lizard lunge. Bring the right foot a little bit closer just to set it up. Grab your block. Highest height on the block, inside the left foot, and just a little bit ahead of the toes. You also have two blocks. I'm just using one, but you could also use one for each hand. And then you lean forwards, flip up the right heel, standing split, really wide standing split. So you're folding inside the left leg. Now to avoid sinking over to the left, spin the right hip down. Right hip goes down, left hip lifts, and you're using the glute of the left hip to lift. So push into the left foot. Now notice the right foot, flex it. See if you can push the right heel up higher towards the ceiling. You'll feel that glute and hamstring turn on, and you'll pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step all the way back, Skandasana, bend into the right knee. And then crawl your hands forwards. Lizard lunge, take an inhale. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Now, if you'd like to, we're going to hop to Malasana one more time, but you have the option to take a few handstand kicks on the way there. If that's you, you'll step your feet closer than downward dog. And you'll do the same thing that we've been doing, lifting your hips up, bending the knees, and then you'll kick your hands up and just see about bringing your weight into your hands and getting your hips over your shoulders. If you're by a wall, you might use a wall. The rest of us will, as you're working on that, eventually meet you in a Malasana. So let's all lift the heels, lift the hips. Exhale, bend your knees, push back, look forwards, press into your hands, get your feet outside your hands. And then try not to look like Gollum, so push into your feet, lift the hips up. and then push the knees away. On your inhale, circle your arms out and up, stand up. Exhale, take them out, right to Malasana. 2 more, inhale to stand. And exhale. Last one, stand up. Good, exhale, Malasana. Take a breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Let's pause here. Padahastasana, so lift your palms up, fingertips face the back of your mat, and slide your hands under your feet. If you can get your toes up to your wrists, bend your knees so you can do that. Bend your knees a lot so you can get your toes up towards your wrists, and then wiggle your toes around to give your wrists, your hands a little massage, and then relax your head. And then we'll release the hands, lift halfway, flat back, inhale. Coming back to downward dog, however you want to get there, stepping back, hopping to chaturanga, moving through a crow pose. If you're hopping back from crow or to chaturanga, always reaching the heart forwards, sending the toes back, so stretching the body in opposition. And then once you come to downward dog, tap your knees down, come to a seat. Sitting on your shins, maybe sitting up on a block. Close your eyes and take your hands palm over palm on top of your heart. And just feeling the beating of your heart under your hands. It's probably pretty loud, pretty noticeable. It's a pretty good sign that you are healthy and alive right now, in this moment. Trusting in the strength of your body, in these natural processes like the beating of our heart or the breathing in and out. Just reminding us that we exist right here. We're alive with energy right now. You can stay here, or you might take a child's pose, keeping your hands closed, coming forwards onto the floor and letting your forehead tap the mat. All right, you'll come to a seat. So I'm going to show you how we'll start the next sequence. There's an arm balance here if you want to practice it. And it just helps to see it before you do it. Not that you have to do it by any means, but it's an option. So it's scissors arm balance, and it comes in the sequence really quick. So it kind of happens really fast, and then we're out of it, and then we're moving forwards. But if you want to take your time and practice it, that's totally fine. You know, you're in your own house, you can do what you want. But I will show you what's going to happen. So I'll spin this way. So we'll start with the right leg. It'll be the same thing. Feet together, lift the heels, push the chest back so you're loading up this energy. And then you pounce forwards, right knee outside, right tricep. If you're doing the arm balance, you want to shift even further forwards, as far as you can go. As you bend your elbows, you take off, lifting the left leg, straightening the right leg. So this back leg here, this one, it's kind of like where we were in that wide split. So I'm pushing that left leg up, and that strength of the flying leg is part of what helps me lift. Now, this is a hard arm balance, so if you want to take your time, what you can do is take right knee to right tricep, and then just step these right toes down and see if you can work the knee a little bit higher. So the goal is to get this knee up as high on the arm as you can, and then you squeeze Squeeze it in. So that's like how we did Malasana. So you can work it up as high as you can get it, squeeze it in, and then you start to shift forwards, you bend the elbows, and maybe you think about lifting the leg. And the arms are like chaturanga, so they're not chicken wing arms. They don't go out to the left. They squeeze in really tight. The other thing that we've been working on is reaching the heart forwards and reaching the legs back, right? So we're stretching the body in opposition. So you're doing the same thing here. Let me switch sides so I don't get too tired on that side. We're doing the same thing here, where the heart reaches forwards and this back leg pushes back. And then the last thing I'll tell you is back to the arm, so using the arms as a shelf. If you are new to this arm balance, you're going to squeeze both elbows in tight to your sides. What can I show you? What can I show you? Let's go this way. So, hold on, let me go this way. So notice my right elbow here. If I'm new to this arm balance, I'm going to lean onto this right elbow. I'm gonna use it like a shelf. If I'm not new to it, it kind of like floats out to the side. Whew, I just did that arm balance like 8 times. That was a lot. Any questions, thoughts, complaints? How are you doing, Krista? Good. All right. So let's do it. And then there will be more stuff after that, of course. So downward facing dog. And again, it'll happen really fast in the sequence. So if you want to take your time and play with it, you're welcome to do that and meet up with us in a little bit. Step the feet all the way together. Lift the hips, the heels, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, push the chest back. Look forwards, right knee to right tricep. If you're taking the arm balance, squeeze the right knee in, shift further forwards. Maybe there's a push-up. Eventually the right leg shoots up and back. You bend the knee, open the hip. We'll pause here for a moment. We'll step the right foot forwards. Same thing, warrior one. Inhaling at the top. Exhaling, sweep the hands back. Left arm forwards, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Fix the feet. Do we all make it? Half bind the left arm. This time take your right hand to your heart. Like you're reversing it, lean back, tilt up and back. And then like you're in side angle pose, lean forwards. And then think of filling up your hand with your heart. So imagine you could fill it up, lift the chest, and then lean back. So the elbow is not on this thigh, you're hovering. You're using your crazy, incredible core strength. So you've got a few options here. From here, we're coming into half moon. You could keep this shape in the arms, the left arm half bound, the right hand to your heart, and come into half moon this way without your hands. It's much harder, you have to use the core. You can also release one or both of these things. You could take the right hand down, come into half moon with your right hand on the block. You could also ditch the left arm. You could also come into half moon the normal way, and then once you get here, once you feel steady, you could play with putting the right hand to your right heart. You could play with taking the half bind with the left arm. Again, think of filling up your heart, filling up your hand with your heart, so puff up the chest. You might take Chapasana, bend the left knee, pull the heel in. Just like that half bow, you kick into your hands. We're gonna land at the top of a triangle pose. So you step the left foot back, open your arms, catch your breath. Inhale, lean forwards, left hip goes back. Exhale, right hand to your ankle or to your shin, left arm straight up. Try not to put so much weight into your right hand, let it go get a little bit lighter. Think of lifting your left arm up. Keeping your arms open, stand up with open arms, and then take your hands to your hips. Pyramid legs, so turn to face the front of your mat, step the left foot in a little bit closer and a little bit wider. And you will either take Prayer hands at the center of your back, so pushing the palms together, which doesn't work for all of us. For me, my shoulders are really tight, so often this makes my shoulders round forwards, which is not the goal. So if that's you, you'll give yourself a fist bump, pushing your fists together, and that'll allow you to lift the chest, lift the shoulders. Take a breath in, and breath out, lean forwards, reach the heart forward as you pull the right hip back gently. Start to bend into the right knee, flip up the left heel, warrior 3 with prayer hands or with a fist bump. Push into the right leg, start to stand up, left knee into your chest. Release the hands, reach the arms up, take an inhale. Exhale, lower the left knee in line with the right knee and grab the outside of the heel for dancer pose. Today we'll take the right hand to the right heart, or to the heart, right hand to the heart. Bend into your knee, right knee. Lean forwards, and then kick into your left hand. Try to fill up your heart with your hand, or fill up your hand with your heart. Maybe you release the right hand, reach it forwards. You slowly release what you've got, come to standing. Hands to heart center, close your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, inhale, heart forwards. Exhale, however it is you want to get there, you'll find your way back to downward facing dog. We've got one last side. Step your feet together. Lift your heels, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, push back. Pounce forwards, left knee, left tricep. If you're taking the arm balance, try to get the left knee higher, higher, higher. Shift forwards, bend the elbows. Push that right leg up and back. Three-legged dog, left leg lifts, left knee opens. We'll pause here. Left foot steps forwards. Warrior 1, breath in. Breath out, reach forward, sweep your hands back. Right arm forwards, inhale. Exhale, spin open, warrior 2. Half bind the right arm, wrap it behind your low back, take your left hand to your heart. Like you're reversing it, tilt up and back. And then like side angle pose, lean forwards. Try not to put the left arm on your left thigh. Right arm opens the right shoulder. Fill up your hand with your heart, so puff up the chest. Now you might keep one or both of these variations as you come into half moon, stepping your right foot closer, bending into the left knee, and then lifting the right leg. Feel free to release either the hand on the heart or the half bind or both. Come into it the normal way. Left hand can be on a block for some support. Maybe eventually you play with left hand to your heart. Maybe there's Shavasana, bending the right knee, grabbing the right foot, and then like our half bow, you kick into your hand. Slowly we'll land at the top of a triangle pose. So right foot steps back, straighten your left leg. Split the arms forward or open. Lean forwards on your breath in. Breath out, left hand down to your ankle or to your shin or a block. Right arm goes straight up. Take a little bit of weight out of your left hand. Keeping your arms open, stand all the way up. And then take your hands to your hips, set up pyramid pose in the leg. So turn both hips to face the front of your mat. Same thing, either prayer hands or push the fists together. Lift the chest, shoulders roll open, breath in. And breath out, reach the heart forwards. Lift the fronts of the shoulders away from the floor. Start to bend into your left knee, flip up the right heel, warrior three. Remember that flexed right foot. Think of pushing the right foot up towards the ceiling, the right heel up. Keep reaching the chest forwards. Start to push into your left leg, stand up, right knee into your chest. Once you get there, you release, arms rise, breath in. And breath out, grab a hold of the outside of the right ankle for dancer pose. Today we'll take the left hand to the left heart to start. Kick into the right hand, lean forwards, bend into the left knee. Imagine you could fill up your hand with your heart, so puff up the chest. Maybe you release the left hand, stretch it forwards. Slowly release, you stand up, set your right foot down. Let's take our hands palm over palm at the center of the chest. Just once again, feeling the beating of the heart. If nothing else, this is the thing that reminds us that we are alive right now. Reach both arms straight up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, inhale, halfway lift. However you want to get there, exhale back to downward facing dog. Tap your knees down and come to sit on your shins. Our back bend today is camel pose. If you know camel is not your favorite back bend, you'd rather practice something else, feel free to take whatever it is that you want. We did camel on Thursday, if you were in class on Thursday. So come up onto your shins. I like to use blocks to set it up for the first time. We will do it 3 times. You'll take your blocks or whatever you have on the highest height outside of your ankles and tuck your toes. And let's take left hand to the low back, right hand to your heart. Gently push the low back down, so tailbone scoops down, and as you do that, think of pushing the hips forwards. And then lift the chest, so see if you can fill up your hand with your heart. And then release your right hand to the low back. Keep pushing your hips forwards, keep lifting through the heart. Maybe your head drops back, maybe your hands reach the block. To come up, you push into the legs, untuck the toes, sit back on your shins for a moment. You might close your eyes. We'll do 2 more, so come back to sit on your shins, and based on how that went, you decide how to use your props this time. If you want to use the blocks again, you can keep them, or if you don't need them, you'll set them aside. We'll start with tucked toes again. Take both hands to your low back, and just find that same sensation in the low back, pushing the low back down, hips go forwards, and then same sensation in the heart as well. So lifting your heart up towards the ceiling, rolling the shoulders open. The more that your heart lifts, the more it'll naturally start to tip back. Maybe your hands go to your heels. If you feel tension in the low back, you've just gone down a little bit too far. So lift up higher, and instead of thinking of going back, think of lifting the chest up. To come out, you'll push into the shins, lift up, untuck the toes. One more time, just come onto the shins, maybe close your eyes. So our last and final back bend, one more camel pose, unless there's something else that you prefer to do on your own. For this one, I'm going to keep my toes untucked, so my heels will be a little bit lower. We'll start the same way, hands to your low back, lifting through the chest, gently moving the hips forwards. Maybe the hands slide down the backs of the legs, maybe they come to the heels. To come up, you squeeze the legs together and push them down, lift yourself up. Come onto your shins. And then we'll come into a half pigeon or a figure four. If you'd rather do a figure four, come onto your back. For half pigeon, we'll start in downward facing dog. Right knee outside the right wrist. Let the shin come down. Tuck the left toes, gently move the hips back. And think of the same concept as jumping into chaturanga here. So the heart reaches forwards as the left leg shoots back. So lengthen the body. You might bring your forearms down. You might let your forehead rest on a block. See if you can soften a little bit more in the hips here. So allow them to get heavier. Instead of resisting the pull of gravity, can you allow your body to just soften into it, to just give in? Bring your hands to the floor, lift your chest up, gently slide onto your right hip and bring the left leg forwards. If you're in figure four, you'll rock up to a seat. The right knee will bend, the right foot will come inside the left leg. So we're kind of in a seated tree pose shape. We'll take your left hand to your left foot, we'll side bend. Right arm goes over the ear. Let the left ear just drop onto your left shoulder. Big side body stretch, reach through the right fingers. Almost lifting the right side of your chest up to face the ceiling. And then come back up to your seat. Step your right foot down on the floor. Scoot your hips back a little. And then step the right foot outside the left leg. And we'll take a twist to the right. So your right hand will go behind you. Hug the left knee in. You might plug the left elbow outside the right leg so you can twist a little bit deeper. Take a breath in to lengthen the spine, and a breath out to twist to the right a little bit more. And start to unwind. Take a counter twist in the other direction. Just tent your fingers and bow your head. And then come back forwards, unwind the legs. So either coming back to your back for figure four, or coming to downward dog for half pigeon on the second side. Left knee outside the left wrist. So stretching the body in opposition, you tuck the right toes, you move the hips back as you reach the spine, the center of the chest forwards. And try to soften that left hip a little bit more. And start to walk your hands back, prop up your chest. You'll gently let the left hip come down, swing the right leg forwards. If you're in figure four, come up to a seat. And you'll keep the basic shape you have, left knee bent, right leg comes to straight. Left foot inside the right thigh. And we'll side bend, right hand to your right foot, left arm goes over the ear. Let your right ear just drop to your right shoulder. And almost think of lifting through the left side of your chest a little bit. Moving the left knee closer to the floor. And then come back up to your seat. Plant the left foot down on the floor. Scoot the hips back so you're sitting up tall. And then step the left foot outside the right leg. Take your left hand behind you, turn to the left, twist. Either hug the left knee in, or you might hook the right elbow outside the left knee for a little traction to twist deeper. Take a breath in to lift the chest, and a breath out to revolve to the left. Gently unwind. We'll take a counter twist to the right, tighten your fingers and just round the spine. And then we'll all come onto our backs. So plant the feet, scoot your hips forwards, and I want you to grab either your block with you. If you don't have a block, maybe a stack of pillows, or just something soft. We're going to close with an inversion, a supported inversion. So put your feet on the floor, grab your block or your pillows or whatever you have and slide it under your low back. And I'll actually give you a couple of options here. You could stay right here, keep your feet planted. For more of a supported back bend, hip flexor opening, you could straighten your legs, walk the heels forwards. Or for that inversion that I mentioned, you'll lift the legs up towards the ceiling. You might close your eyes. Whenever you feel ready, if you'd like to stay here longer, of course, are welcome to. Whenever you're ready to come out, you'll plant your feet, remove the block or whatever you're sitting on, set it aside. And you'll straighten your legs forwards. You'll turn your palms face up on either side of your waist. Now the music was moving a little bit faster than we were today, so I think the playlist ended. So if you want your Shavasana song, you'll move it to the last song on the playlist. Otherwise, maybe chill out with zero music. Listen to the birds chirping. And once you're on the floor on your back, just see if you can let your body get even heavier. Can you bring more weight into the body? Giving yourself permission to soften. And take a big, big breath in, fill up all the way to the very top. And gently open your mouth. Let it go. Shavasana. Begin to come back to your body. Bring one hand on your belly, the other on your heart. And just with your eyes closed, noticing the world around you once again. Noticing whatever is touching your skin, noticing the temperature of the air, whatever you hear, cars in the street, birds chirping, sound of wind. Maybe whatever you smell, just tuning into your senses, bringing you back to this space. And then reach your arms over your head and lengthen the legs, full body stretch, maybe a yawn. Hug your knees into your chest and find your way to a tall seat. Try to keep your eyes closed if you can, just for one last moment, sealing this in. And then once you come to a seat, press your hands palm over the center of your heart. Once again, seeing if you can feel the beating of your heart under your hands. Softer now. Maybe even just barely noticeable under your hands in this position. But know with certainty, with trust, that it is there, it is working, it is beating. And even though we might not be in the same room, even the same state or same country, the fact that we're all sitting here together, experiencing this together, we are connected. Connected by more than just a mutual yoga practice. And bring your palms together and lift your thumbs to rest at the center of your forehead, the third eye, the home of your intuition. We will bow to each other in gratitude and say namaste. Thank you. I've been teaching Saturday at 10 for like, I don't know, 3 years now, 3.5 years, and at South Boston Yoga, and every Friday night I would get excited. Every Friday night I would get excited to wake up and teach this class. So, and it's still happening. I was excited last night to do this. So I'm really excited that you guys from South Boston Yoga or Yoga Works or wherever you're coming from, I'm really glad that you joined me this morning so we can keep this going. Please reach out if you want to say hi, if you have questions, thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. I love to see your faces. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Thank you, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. This is awesome.
Thank you.